Let's bring in former National Security Advisor to Vice President Mike Pence and a Fox News contributor, Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg. Keith, it's good to see you this afternoon.
John?
So we've got NATO, which is moving as fast as possible. Whoops, that's the wrong color. I don't want to do that in red. NATO is moving as quickly as possible to get as many weapons as they can here into Ukraine. At the same time, Russia is attacking rail depots in this area out here to try to say, look, don't bring it in by rail. We're going to attack it, also trying to destroy the infrastructure. Now, Sergei Lavrov has said, hey, this whole arming Ukraine thing, the Ukrainians are a proxy war for NATO and the United States. You're risking the threat of nuclear war here. Again, rattling the saber that we thought that they had put away.
Yeah. You know, Lavrov said something today that is really correct. For once, he's right. He said war is war, and he's right. And we have now realized, the United States, that we need to fight this war as we should have been fighting 30 to 60 days ago in equipping the Ukrainians what they want. And that the meeting they had in Ramstein, Germany, with Reznikov, the defense secretary of the Ukraine, was there. Interestingly, at optics count, he was sitting right to the left of Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, and to Austin's right was Mark Milley. He said, here's what I need. The one thing he mentioned that we still haven't given him, I think, is very, very important as we go into this, as the Ukrainians go into this fight, because I happen to believe it's a proxy war, is the MLRS. And the reason why that's
launch
rocket system, because that gives you standoff, it gives you distance. What the Russians have with the advantage, almost to a 4-to-1 advantage, is the artillery systems. With us giving them the 155 howitzers, that kind of code, that equates to like their 122 howitzers. But they've got rocket systems. Give them the rocket systems. Why? It gives you a range of about 100 miles. If you use special munitions, almost 200 miles. That's what you want to have to fight this fight right now.
Right. Let's move on to the next map in the area where all of the fighting is taking place now and is going to probably do nothing but increase. The Donbass region here, Mariupol, and again, I'm in the wrong color here, Mariupol, sorry, and Russia said that it was going to pause its attacks on the steel plant there to allow civilians to leave. Well, it didn't do that. It's increasing the attacks. Now it's saying to Ukraine, hey, your fighters should let civilians leave, but it's really up to Russia to do that. We're also seeing here northwest of Kherson, Ukraine gaining back some territory, also up here in Izium as well. And though the Russians have been fighting on the ground, they haven't really been making a whole lot of advances.
Yeah, and I think what they have to watch for, this right here. This is the closure. Well, the finger doesn't work there.
Yeah,
but the basically is making sure that they don't close this gap here, because the large amount of Ukrainian forces are in there. They're fighting back well, but the fact that the Ukrainians are counterattacking should be very, very clear to everybody that if they get the weapon system, they're going to be fighting exceptionally well. I think the Russians have got a major problem right now. They don't fight combined arms well. Their units have been badly savaged, especially the frontline units. And if they get the weapons in there, this could be an interesting fight in the next 1 or 2 weeks.
Something else I want to highlight here, and that is this area of Moldova. It's Transnistria. It's a Russian separatist area backed by Russia. There have been a few explosions there in the last couple of days. The analysis is that it's a false flag attack that's being staged by the Russian-backed separatists to say, hey, look, we told you that there was a lot of anti-Russian sentiment here in Moldova. You should believe us about that. And when Dan Hoffman was here yesterday, he said that Putin's ultimate goal here is to extend the land bridge that they now have to Crimea over here to Transnistria, so that this whole area would be controlled by Russia. It would cut Ukraine off from the Black Sea, consolidate Russian forces here, and then eventually take these forces, and maybe it's months from now, maybe it's more than a year from now, go back at Kyiv again. What do you think?
Yeah, it's true. But what happened is Zelensky and his team threw a curveball at him. And what happened is when they sunk the Moskva down here using anti-ship missiles, those things have a range of 160 miles, the Neptune, that stopped a potential amphibious assault coming in here to Odessa, which would have been a two-pronged attack doing that. Now that they can hold Odessa, they forced the Black Sea Fleet away from here. This is a standalone operation, but you're right. He does not want Odessa to have he wants to close this off. So, in fact, they have no ability to have any access to the Black Sea. That's true.
All right. Well, that's why Ukraine's going to fight doubly hard, I think, to prevent this scenario from happening. General, always great to see you. Thanks for coming.
John, thanks for having me.
And you?